Most of the time, with some careful planning, you can drill holes and drive screws into project parts like these with plenty of room for a conventional drill driver. But sooner or later, especially if you do a lot of remodeling, renovation, or repairs, drill drivers like this can come up short. Why? Well, usually it involves limited access for the tool. Sometimes a standard drill driver is just too big for the space you need to fit it into. Here, I can't install the screws for these new slides because the drawer opening is too small. And just recently on this tall outdoor chair project for our magazine, I needed to install this back seat slat last, but the arm lean got in the way of the drill, and that made it tough to drill a straight pilot hole for the attachment screws. And other times, wouldn't it be nice to be able to drill or drive at a right angle to your angle of approach, especially when you're working in tight quarters like this, without also having to be a contortionist? Now, maybe these sorts of situations don't come up very often, but when they do, the straight configuration of this tool may not help you very much. Well, there are a couple of unique drill drivers from Bosch and Festool that can solve these sorts of problems. Several of Festool C and T-Series drill drivers and Bosch's new 12-volt FlexiClick 5-in-1 drill driver each come with 4 different interchangeable chucks. You get a conventional 3-jawed chuck for holding round drill bits, a right angle chuck, an eccentric chuck that shifts the drilling or driving action off-center by about 1 inch, and a quick connect hex chuck for holding driver bits. Both Bosch and Festool make these chucks easy to install. Just fit the chuck on the head of the tool, lock it in place with a collar, and it's ready to go. And these 16 detents around the head of the tool enable you to position the chuck wherever it's most convenient for the task at hand. There's a stop every 22.5 degrees. With the right angle and quick connect chucks installed, driving those drawer slide screws inside a small drawer opening was easy. And the eccentric head gave me just enough clearance to drill that pilot hole for my seat slat without the drill driver getting in the way. Now, most of us woodworkers and DIYers aren't going to need an eccentric or right angle chuck very often. But remember, you can use these drill drivers with their standard 3-jawed chucks installed as your dedicated drill driver. And then when that oddball situation comes up, and you can be sure at some point it will, you've got all these other chucks to use too. That's a lot of versatility from one tool. I'm Chris Marshall with Woodworker's Journal magazine, and thanks for watching.